There you are. My bitches. Suck on them apples. Found like the mother load of these motherfuckers. God damn it. Whoa. Oh, fuck yeah. Suck on that. Yay! More chem fluids. Machine gun ammo. And Laffy Taffy. Alright. Button. Who's got the button? Dun 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 dun. Bum bum bum. Going into the murder hole. Got a little stuck there for a second. It's all spoopy. Y'all ready for this? Suck on that. Really? A little herb. I will come back for you, I promise. Burner fuel. Tippy tappy, tippy tappy. Is that just a dumpster in there? Who knows? I'm gonna have to jump down. Alright. Let's just do this, as much as I hate wasting it. Now we can pick it up. And we can do this. Which frees up even more space. Which will allow us to do this. Ta-da! Alright. So this looks like a salt mine of some sort. Or maybe a limestone mine? I don't know. The walls are very white. Very matte. Yay. Mag ammo. Mag ammo. And bombs. Fuck your couch, fuck it. There we go. So I guess it's gonna be the norm now. I'm gonna get ambushed from all angles. Good to know. Why is there a barricade here? And am I supposed to smash through with this thing? Looks like I am. I is smart. Oh god, my Cookie Crisp. My poor Cookie Crisp. Is there anything down here of interest? Nope. The mine of saltiness. There's more bombs. I think. Nesticles. Shoddy. Why am I hearing like whales in here? Can I go underneath this? Nope. Answer is no. Well. It was worth the experiment, I guess. Are you shitting me? You've got to be shitting me. How's my health? I'm not using any more until I find some more stuff I can make into first aid crap. And speak of the devil. Herbs. There's no storage thingy in here. Steroids. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of just the one. Wait, let me just make sure there's nowhere I can deposit that stuff. Doesn't look like there is. Nope. Alright. Goodbye, mag ammo. Is there chem fluid in here? Doesn't look like it. So let us use this. Yay, max health. Alright. Let's use computer. Thanks to you guys, it's been about a week since my head's been clear and back to normal, and she still thinks she's got me. You guys really need to work on fixing that. Not only does she look like a little kid, but she's about as stupid as one too. Mom and Dad are still totally under though. I was wondering, is this whole family obsession something you guys programmed into her? It's kind of fucked up. Friday, November 4th. That bitch Mia is still somewhere in between j-balla land and reality. She gets pretty violent, so I locked her up in a cell. Thought maybe Evelyn would get mad since Mia's her favorite and all. She doesn't seem to care. She actually goes and visits her sometimes. She thinks Mia's her mommy. Like I said, your bioweapon is fucked up. Evelyn's family obsession is getting out of hand. She's making everyone kidnap more and more assholes off the street and to add to her freak show of a family. Maybe she's getting tired of Mia not coming around. But it's a pain in the ass for me because I gotta clean up the mess whenever someone new comes along. By the way, Evie's looking sick or something. Her skin is getting all wrinkly and she's getting gray hairs. Is that supposed to happen? It's almost like she's getting old all of a sudden. Dun dun dun. Evie is as Benjamin Button. Infection report. This report details the symptoms that appear when the bacterium that grows inside of the E-series infects a human. Be sure to read this document thoroughly for dealing with E-series weaponized assets, hereafter referred to as mold. Initial infection. Mold ingests nutrients from the subject's body to propagate itself. It slowly takes over cells within the body. As a side effect of this, the infected subject gains remarkable regenerative abilities. During experiments, we removed arms and legs from the test subjects and found that they were able to co-opt the amputated limbs in a matter of minutes. Mid-stage infection. Once the mold reaches the brain, the subject's thoughts become in tune with those of E-series asset. The subject starts to hear things and experience hallucinations, and soon comes under complete control of the E-series asset. If this state continues, the host will lose all sense of ego. Complete infection. After every cell in the body has been taken over by the mold, the subject begins to lose their human form. Physical mutations differ from case to case, but all result in him or her acquiring incredible physical strength. Retaining a subject at this stage would be extremely difficult. So they did this on purpose. On purposes. Alright. That's pretty much in theme with all Resident Evil games, so 5 minutes after dose vomiting. Necrotoxin A-series dosage test. 10 minutes after dose death. 12 minutes after dose cell calcification. An eye drop. Target acquired. Necrotoxin destroys cells of any subject based on the E-series bioweapon model. Used only for disposal of E-series assets. The toxin must first be stimulated before use. Do this by placing a sample of E-series cells into the necrotoxin container. Do it. Yay. We got it. Alrighty. This project was instigated in 2000 as one of the several concepts for the company's next BAS. Next Generation Experimental Battlefield Superiority Initiative. Working with technical assistance from HCF to develop a bioweapon for neutralizing combatants en masse with minimal direct contact. NextBAS was later folded and all its assets diverted to this project. What makes this project markedly different from conventional weapons is its ability to turn enemy combatants into allies, converting hostile elements into willing servants. Since this effectively eliminates the costs of not only POW handling, but also combat itself, it's no wonder we had the Redacted and even Redacted's Redacted organization chomping at the bit to get on board. The project would never have existed were it not for the discovery in Redacted of Redacted. The remarkably progressed vicariant evolution fungus that we commonly term the mutamycete. The fabrication method for each bioweapon was to introduce the mutamycete genome to a pre-stage 4 human embryo and perform cultivation in a controlled environment over a period of 38 to 40 weeks. The resultant organisms were referred to as candidate specimens and graded based on usability, from the impractical and faulty Series A through D to the perfected E series. A common appearance was selected for the bioweapons, that of a roughly 10-year-old girl, to ensure ease of blending in with urban refugee populations. The first E-series specimen, named Evelyn, has proven capable of secreting the mutamycete Redacted from her tissue at will. It is also of note that Evelyn's mutamycete imposes a profound control over body and mind when introduced into a host organism. We still have a lot to learn about the mechanism by which Evelyn achieves and maintains this control, but the working theory is that the vector is similar to the autoinducer pheromones used for quorum sensing in Pseudomonas bacteria. Evelyn's control is exerted in a series of discrete stages, the first of which is hallucination. Almost immediately after infection, the subject begins to see images of Evelyn, though she is not in fact there, and even hear her voice, which is inaudible to anyone else. Auditions with infected subjects throughout the stages of infection reveal that, at first, the phantom Evelyn appears to be a normal young girl, sometimes desiring companionship or assistance. As time progresses, she begins making more and more extreme demands, including self-mutilation and attacks on other people. The psychological shock this induces helps to break down the mind's natural barriers to Evelyn's brainwashing effect. And by the time mental control is achieved, the mutamycete infection has progressed throughout the body's cells, so the body redacted. Thanks, official document. Evelyn's functions also include the ability to form organisms from mycelia, the fungal filaments. The term organism is used loosely here. Strictly speaking, they are superorganisms formed of countless mycelia. What's important, though, is that they exhibit a strong survival instinct and will defend themselves ferociously with the slightest provocation. Their fungal toughness and remarkable strength give them significant battlefield potential. The researchers have been calling these superorganisms the molded, made of mold and also molded as in shaped. The name has a certain elegance to it. For the treatment of accidental infections, performing Redacted on samples of Evelyn's body tissue produces a unique fungicidal serum. Administering the serum to an infected subject will cause the mycelia to calcify. But if the subject's cells are already largely invaded, the serum will be fatal. Since the treatment window is so small, the serum's primary use is therefore a disposal of infected subjects, rather than a cure. In exploring the serum's potential, we found that subjecting it to Redacted would enhance its effects to extreme potency, becoming a compound we now call E-necrotoxin, which Redacted even in tiny amounts. What's been interesting to observe in Evelyn's behavior is her obsession with the concept of family. In experiments, we found on multiple occasions that infected subjects were compelled to act as her mother or father, treating her as if she were really their daughter. Why did she settle upon a family as the theme for her mental control? This is just speculation, but it could be that she instinctively understands that a family unit is better suited to blending into social groups than a lone girl. On the other hand, well, a sentimental sort, might suggest that she's making up for a perceived lack of love in her quarantined upbringing, a parent's love. There's nothing on the back of these, is there? Alright, well... family. Flame rounds. Let's put the burner fuel back. And the herbs back. And I think that's it. We'll pick up the flame rounds. And we'll save. Alright, there's nothing under here. Ooh, arrow rounds. Sweet. Time to murder a little girl. Here, I hear a bobblehead. Mr. McBobblehead. Wait. Can I only see it from up here, and therefore only shoot it from up here? So definitely hear it. Where are you? Mr. Bobbles. Oh. I won't be able to shoot you, Mr. Bobbles. Darn it. Oh well. Pickle milk. My favorite kind. Chem fluid. Yeah, she's in here. Alright, let's use the chem fluid now. Yay, backtracking. Let's free up some inventory space. Do I need the lockpick? Probably not. Let's put this back for now. And let's pick up some herb. And then chem fluid. And then we'll get our defense coin back. Yay. We have the heals. Missed the defense coin. Alright. We are now ready to rock. Alright, Punky Brewster. Come at me, bro. If I'm hearing her, that means I'm infected. Which is not good. So I'll probably die at the end of this. There she is. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to have happen. Seriously? Honky Brewster from hell. Boom, 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 boom. Can I have rope? Hey, random herb, which I can't pick up. Boopy doop boopy doop boop. Bippity boppity boop. Shoot you in your coop. Make you want to poop. More burner fuel. Hello. Would you like a spot of tea? No. Shame. Let's go get that herb. Mr. Herb. There you are. Let's eat them. Okay. I guess I'll save them for later then. Boom. Bing. Bang. Boop. More bombs. Bombs. Machine gun ammo. Oh, I want me some shotgun shells. Mr. Pickles. Whoa. Settle the fuck down. Doom-ba-doom-ba-doom-ba-doom. Going up the stairs to kill. Oh, the stairs are broken. Guess we're not going up the stairs after all. Murder cave. Oh wait, we're outside again. What the fuck? Oh, for fuck's sake. Get off me, son. I am super fucked. I was not expecting two huge dudes. That's what she said. So now that we know that, we're a little bit more prepared. And we can circle straight around this way instead. You on fire? Whoa. Parkouring much? Got done? Thank you. Sludgy the Whale. That's what I'm gonna call you. You are made of sludge. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Oh, I forgot I have a machine gun too. In fact, let's move this to here. Wonder if I'm gonna encounter like a hive mind type of fungal thingy, like a Dead Space. Oh, there's quite the cave-in over here. Glad I wasn't here to see it. More tunnels. Alright. This will totally be safe. Especially when you need to skedaddle out of here all quick and whatnot. Machine gun ammo. And a mind map. Sweet. Oops. Okay, not much to see. Machine gun ammo. Can I use this? Yes. Sweet. And we will save. Okay. Push. I have super strength. Oh wow. I made a big circle to the room from the very beginning of the game. Oh, I forgot about Grandma. Do we get to fight Grandma? Can we murder Grandma? I want to murder Grandma. Can I like sit in her chair and do like rolling turret type deal? There you are, buddy. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to play this again to get all the rest of them.
It's not here. It's gone. It's gone.
Flashbacks to 2 days ago. Which way am I going? Guess I'm going this way. Oh, there's a note. Yep. So I guess she was the original test subject. She's Evelyn. And what the little girl is just a projection of her. Pretty clever guys from Capcom. Telephone. Lines are still out. Darn it. Hey, I can see myself.
This is your fault.
Yep.
Why am I seeing this?
Toilet. I'm about to make toilet butters. I have to like relive every moment from the game all over again. Piano? Hey, the TV's gone. And there's apparently a bed in here now. Way to remodel. Like the feng shui of it. Alright, yep.
Ethan, it's okay. It's okay, it's me. I know you didn't mean to hurt me.
Kill him, Mommy.
But you shouldn't have done that! It fucking hurts!
He doesn't want to be my daddy? Then he can die. Now it's Mommy's turn to kill you.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to fight her again. So no one's gonna get out of this alive is basically the moral of this story. I have to go back upstairs. Kill Evelyn with a necrotoxin. Everything's locked up tight. And there's a little girl laughing at me. Ain't nothing else better for giving you the shrinky dink than that.
Help!
Whoa, this whole room got smashed in.
Ethan, help me!
Lady, I'm trying. Can't go through that door. Really?
Go back home!
Oh, you gonna get it. That's not accessible.
You're gonna be one of us. And then maybe you'll play nicely.
I'm not playing.
No! Get that away from me!
From me! I have to do this!
Nope. Okay. Am I not supposed to go this way? What the fuck? Confoozled. There you are.
Get away! No!
I was supposed to guard it. Okay.
Get away! Leave me alone! No!
Get her.
No!
And dink. Yep.
You.
grandma.
Why does everyone hate me?
Gross. Turned into fondue. Actually, she turned into Christopher Lloyd, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now I'm gonna have to fight her, aren't I? Yep.
Stop it.
She turned into a beanstalk. Man, I fucked up. What kind of voice is that?
You're just a little boy. I just wanted a family.
Pistola. Alright.
Playtime's over.
Creepy. So many chocolate chips. Special voices.
I'm Redfield. I'm glad we found you.
The fuck took you guys so long?
Ethan?
Mia. You made it. I'm glad.
No, she didn't.
Did I?
She's infected. And suddenly the helicopter explodes. The end.
They say that when one door closes, another opens. Well, a door closed tonight. And what a long night it was. But not just for me. Me and I weren't the only victims here. So were the Bakers. It was that thing, Evelyn, who made them that way. But now Evelyn's dead. And these guys are here to clean up the mess. I had just come to terms with losing Mia.
This is way too cheery.
But now she's back and wants to start over. Put all this behind us. Maybe this is where the next door opens.
Alrighty, well, we did it. This is like a next time on Resident Evil.
Go tell Aunt Rhodey. Go tell Aunt Rhodey.
That's the credits. Very stylized credits.
Go tell Aunt Rhodey.
Tomonari Takano.
Everybody's dead.
Hey, stock footage.
I was raised in a deep dark hole. A prison
Spaghetti and meat
with
stuffs.
no parole. They locked me up and took my soul.
Hey, it's my wife. Richard Piersey. Or Pearsey. You sound delicious. Hey, it's Steve Dave. Holy Bibble.
Call to him and he will come. She'll run to him like he's the one. His arms outstretched, but when she's done, he'll be torn apart.
Gross.
Go tell Aunt Rhodey. Go tell
Yay, pollution. It's a very fashionable couch. Redacted eyeballs. Redacted face. Well, folks, thanks for joining me on this adventure through the land of Resident Evil. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thought it was actually a pretty good game. I liked the puzzles and the atmosphere, and the story writing was pretty good. Being that I never played the original Resident Evils on the original PlayStation, can't really compare it to that. But I can compare it to Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, which is more of an action shooter. And this game definitely beat all of those. By a pretty long shot in my opinion. Then again, a couple of those are pretty dated. So it's not really a true apples to apples comparison. Still, thought it was a good game. And I look forward to more in the series. So, I guess we'll let these credits play out. Well, I talk a little bit more about what I liked about the game. The inventory system was very reminiscent of earlier Resident Evils. The fact that you did play inventory Tetris is very characteristic of the Resident Evil series, in my opinion. Didn't end up using all the ammo at the end, which my one gripe, I guess, would be that, and maybe this was just because I wasn't being as thorough as I could have, is that the ammo in the very beginning was very sparse, whereas the ammo towards the end seemed to be abundant. I guess they're assuming that you're going to be all panicky and not shooting straight towards the end and waste a lot of it, but other than that, it seemed pretty intuitive what you needed to do with all the stuff that you picked up, especially since they gave you a description of what it did. And I liked that everything that wasn't like a usable item had like some kind of story element behind it, or just made it feel like it belonged in that universe. What else? I'm trying to think here. And I like the different areas that you venture into, the house, the basement of the house, the fact that each, I guess, boss, quote-unquote, character that you fight has its own zone. Daddy's domain is like the house, whereas Marguerite is the greenhouse in the backyard, and Lucas has like the barn, and then Evelyn basically has like the boat, and she eventually shows up in the house, but it's much later. I like that they brought back Clancy Javis's character as a storytelling element later on, both early on and later on in the game, through the videotapes, the VHS tapes, which was a clever touch. And yeah, and I liked the fact that they made the Evelyn character kind of with you all along, both in physical and mental form. But it was more of a reveal towards the end. I mean, it wasn't the most drastic twist I've ever been faced with, but it was definitely an interesting one. And I thought it put a nice touch on the ending of the game. Like the way that the game played in terms of like handling of controls, and I guess the slowness of your character's movement speed was kind of intentional to make it much more frantic when you had to fight enemies in a confined space. You couldn't just like get a good distance and pot shot them in the face from safety. You know, it was a little annoying to get used to it first, but once I did, it wasn't a big deal. And what else? Yeah, there's a lot of things that I liked about it. Those are just the naming a few. I guess I like the fact that they had a reason for you wearing that watch, which you weren't wearing in the beginning, the one that gives your vitals. I wouldn't say it was the best way of explaining it, but it was a way of explaining it that kind of made sense. And yeah, I mean, overall I'd say I'd give it 9 out of 10. The only thing I think I had any kind of gripes with were just some of like the hit detection stuff, which wasn't bad, but felt a little wonky at times. And yeah, I think that's the main one, the hit detection. It was really hard sometimes to figure out if your shots were gonna land or not. Sometimes I felt like they should and they didn't. Sometimes the enemies wobbled around a lot more than I felt it was necessary and made those shots that were dead on miss. Which I guess is not the biggest deal, but was kind of frustrating at times. I think the sound design was great, definitely gave a lot of atmosphere, and I think the lighting was pretty good. I did have to increase my brightness a ways through the game because it definitely was super dark. And I guess that's pretty much it. Can't think of anything else that stood out. I like the characters, especially Cop Guy whose head gets shoveled in half. Though I was expecting to fight his zombie form later on. Didn't happen. I'd say the first couple of boss fights were harder, and then once you got towards the end, they got a little easier, which was not expected. Not entirely a bad thing, but just not what I expected out of it. Maybe it was just getting used to the mechanics. I guess that's one thing, is the chainsaw felt a little clunky to use in the first fight against Daddy. But all in all, pretty solid game. Very solid game, I would say, actually. And keep it up, Capcom. And hope to see you guys in the future with another Resident Evil series. And with that, I guess I will sign off. And thanks for joining me on A Bit Of for another long session with a lot of backtracking and a lot of exploring. And a lot of jump scares and creepy stuff. Alright guys, see you next time. Thanks.